30 years. We predominantly African Americans here in Hoke County have led the charge in rule of law and politics.
Yes.
Let's talk the truth.
Okay.
It was just in 2012 when the Republican GOP here started to gain a little bit of leverage and ground. But still, even to this day, 85% of our voting bloc here are Democrats.
Yes.
89% are African Americans.
Amen.
And then 22% is listed as Native Americans, which in essence they mostly vote in their tribal elections.
Yes.
Then we have a large chunk, which is what we have to seek out.
Yes, sir.
A large chunk
Yes, sir.
called independents.
That's right.
These are people that if the right message is carried
Yes.
and the right plan is procured,
Yes.
can take us over the top
That's right.
in order to bring about change.
Amen.
30 years, decades. We cannot blame the white man.
Amen.
Not this time.
Amen. That's right.
We can't blame nobody but ourselves
That's right.
this time.
Yes.
Because the elected officials who have decided to be autocratic,
Yes.
autocratic governance is simply acting like a king
That's right.
over God's people,
You tell it all. Man.
have ruled here in Hoke County, North Carolina.
Yes. Tell it all.
But what makes them different than those that have had their feet on our neck for so long? The only difference is the skin,
That's right.
but the same old playbook.
Amen. Same book.
When I wake up in the morning and we have veterans and citizenry, mothers with babies in the forest, hiding out as deep as they can go.
Hey.
And I would not divulge their locations
Yes, sir.
because even the Department of Social Services here need an overhaul.
Yes, indeed. Amen.
Because once you go sometimes, and this is how they feel, I talk with I go do grassroots campaign. They feel if I go to the Department of Social Services and say that I'm homeless and I need help, then they're going to take my tool. Well, I believe them because I've seen it with my own eyes.
Tell it all.
This is why we have these mothers, single mothers,
Yes, sir.
with these babies in frigid temperatures,
In the woods.
trying to stay alive
All right.
in the woods.
Amen.
This is why some of the elderly that are in the woods cannot get the medications they want because they would have to die cold where they live. This is why I say that not only does America have a heart problem, right here in Hoke County has a heart problem on today. What do you mean to have a heart problem? When your heart is so cold, that you can understand the dilemmas and pitfalls of the people.
Yes, sir.
You judge them and say all they want is a hand out, and all they need is a help me out. We got here in Hoke County.
You better tell it.
When the elite blacks
Yes.
have for decades put out chicken dinners,
That's what they do.
fish plates.
That's what they do.
In 2020, even had the nerve to put some real
That's what they do.
for your vote.
That's what they do.
Is that all you worth, Hoke County?
That's right.
A chicken plate
Tell it all. Tell it all.
in return for a bunch of lies?
Tell it all.
No transparency?
That's right.
No accountability?
That's right.
Talk to me, y'all.
You better tell it all.
No accountability
That's right.
and no results in human infrastructure building? I'm not concerned today too much in the beginning, though I am concerned so that once I am elected, that I go to the board and we change these things about the physical human, the physical infrastructure, which is our roads and some of the businesses and so forth we have to bring up, because we're going to get that done too.
Amen.
But my first priority is human infrastructure.
Amen.
What is human infrastructure?
Tell it all.
Human infrastructure is to find out the plight of the people, the degradation of the people, of what do the people need, instead of what is it that I need.
Amen.
When you are elected to serve, that's why I refuse to call myself a leader. Even once I'm elected the Hoke County Commissioner, I refuse to call myself a leader, because we got to be under the realization that we are called to be servants for and by and of the people of Hoke County.
That's right.
The greatest one amongst you must be the greatest son. That's what my Bible teaches me. People here in Midwest and across the United States, churches that I go and preach and help and assist, know that I don't come in as a leader. I come in as a servant, like Jesus came in.
Amen. Tell it all.
But the governing body that we have today here in Hoke County
Yeah.
are continuing their 30-year reign of king-like activity. Rulers of the people.
Yeah.
But the last time I read, God said, I have no other God before me. The last time I read, he said after King David, there would be no other king until I come. So the ones that are sitting there lying to the people, even in the midst of a pandemic,
Yeah.
who have received millions of dollars that could have helped alleviate a lot of stress on the people here in Hoke County. What do? Right down the road on 401, they decided that they would do what they've always done. Look out for self and forget the people. What did they do? They decided to come together as a board.
That's what he did.
Build even amid COVID-19.
Yeah.
recreation building, which I pretty much just turned a swimming pool
That's right.
in the midst of COVID-19. $27 million.
That's what it is.
Taxpayer dollars wasted
That's what it is.
amid COVID-19.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
When you drive down and you look, they're trying to get it up quickly because they know an election is coming. But if I have anything to do with it, I said that we can change the trajectory of what they're building here. Because when we have the same high school here in Hoke County that's busted at the seams with over 2,000 plus young people trying to go to school.
Hey.
But then they say we don't need a school. We don't need another high school. When the same outdated, antiquated high school has been here for years. It's time for change.
Yes, change.
This is why I say that this current board's priorities are all out of sync. Because it would appear to me that if we're going to do anything, let's build an educational facility before we build a swimming pool where nobody can get into right now. Build a school so that our children can learn and they cannot have so much disparity. Because when you have children in schools that are like sardines, it's hard for 122 teachers to teach 2,000 plus students. Something is wrong. They got a heart problem. When I go by the elder's houses here in Hoke County, one older lady, I will not call her name, that I go and see to make sure that she has food. 88 years old. One day I stopped by her home and she had tears welled up in her eyes. And I said, "What's wrong, Mama?" And she says to me, she said, "Son, what I have in my cabinet is 2 Kings book. Can you come in? Let me show you." And I looked in her cabinetry, and that's all she had was 2 Kings of book in me. But you building a swimming pool. You cannot feed the elderly and the misfortune and the hungry and the need, the one that's in need. You cannot feed the homeless from a swimming pool. $27 million. Veterans are suffering.
Yes, sir.
But we got a pool in the name of a city county commissioner,
Wow.
James Leach. You got a heart problem.
Yes, sir.
Some of these and most of my preachers that sit on the county commissioner, this is what baffles me, is why can't you see that what you're doing is wrong?
You're right.
Talk to me.
That's right.
We're building a swimming pool. But then we have individuals losing their homes
I know.
by the droves here. This is why my proposal, and by the way, let me publicly thank my opponents for taking on an issue that I trailblazed over this past summer. If you don't believe me, you go to Lent Carr, www.lentcarr.com. An issue I trailblazed over the summer that said that we, after all of these years, need a homeless shelter here in Hoke County, North Carolina. But not only a homeless shelter, we're not trying to appease or just place people so palliatives just so they can have somewhere to live. We want to build a homeless rehabilitation shelter. What does that mean? See, this is what they don't have the blueprint for when they try to steal and pay the political priority and idea.
Amen.
Now they say we need a homeless shelter. Oh, you just figured that out after all these years? Huh? All these years you just figured this out. But in the homeless shelter, we want to teach the people how to get gainfully employed, how to budget their monies, how to take care of their family. This is what we are trying to do. But we don't stop there. Because the truth be told, a lot of people have not been taught yet how to budget money.
Amen.
Being conservative on money is not a GOP idea.
Amen.
They just use it as a prayer. But when you know how to budget your money, you can do great things. If you eat out at McDonald's every day and Burger King and then you get a little every now and then, I watched them when they got the stimulus check. The first place they took it was there to the very places, amen, they had to put on their necks. Until they were broke. So what do? My plan and blueprint in part is to open a homeless shelter here. And when we open a homeless shelter, we want to have a rehabilitation program unit there on site. As we continue to teach the people how to live.
That's right.
Because some folks just haven't been taught.
Amen. That's right. You tell it.
We have a lot of our fathers who's been in prison.
Right.
So they could be there to teach the boys what it means to be a boy.
That's right.
The boys what it means to be a man.
That's right.
So they don't know how to do it. You can't fault them.
Can't fault.
You have mothers out there doing the best they could.
Yes, sir.
To raise that child on their own.
On their own.
But no matter how hard the mothers try to raise those children, without the moral structure in the home, something is missing.
Amen.
Mothers, let's give our mothers a God bless you. Come on, come on. Let's give them a round of applause. Give them a great job. Here's what you had to work with. But sometimes we need a male figure.
That's right.
In order for our young boys to grow up to be men.
Amen. That's right.
Not to be deadbeats. Take care of your responsibilities.
Amen.
So in the homeless rehabilitation program, we want to teach them. I am here to fight a fair fight.
That's right.
Not to throw mud, but a fair fight. A fight for the people.
That's right.
A fight for those ones that have already been out there, grassroots efforts, door to door, and talk with.
Right.
I'm here to raise their issues. And as a candidate for Hoke County Commissioner, their issues, I, Lent Carr, have proposed policies and priorities that was clearly given to me as I talked with the people of Hoke County.
Yes, sir.
Number one, I propose that we cut taxes and cut out unnecessary and wasteful port spending by investing in the people. Somebody say the people.
People.
Come on, let's hear the people. The people. And businesses. That's the bedrock of our country, our citizens. Providing a 21st century innovative and comprehensive transportation solution to commensurate the constant and ever-evolving growth of Hoke County. We have individuals who live in rural parts of Hoke County that are elderly that cannot get to a bus to come out there to take them to the doctors, and sometimes people, when they can't get to the doctors, they end up dying for unnecessary. Amen. So we need to think of a new transportation system here. So I have not only heard the people, we have bought vehicles ready to go. As the president of the National Taxi Cab Workers Alliance, which is in North Carolina, the North Carolina Taxi Workers Alliance, where I am the president of that union. Yes. I am suited and well equipped, and have purchased the vehicles already to have Hoke County first taxi cab service open this year, 2022, because we need to make sure that our elderly get to the doctors, that they can get groceries in their home, that they can get around. Y'all want to talk with me here? There are programs out there that pays where they won't have to pay a dime. That's right. All we'll do is pick them up and make sure they get to where they need to go. That's what I'm talking about. Ensuring responsible growth by investing into infrastructure projects that will change the face of the old political guard's outdated and antiquated vision of yesteryear. Now, the political guards now, the autocratic government body in which I speak of, they've been having a 17-year-old vision policy and done nothing with that vision policy. And one such candidate had the audacity to give us a little more time. How much time do you need after almost 17 years have passed? If the vision hasn't been procured by this time, then that means that your vision is just not working. It's time to step aside and let some new visionaries come in. Amen. And build Hoke County for the people. Trailblazing a long overdue mandate to build an additional state-of-the-art to traditional high school, to relieve overcrowding and educational disparities. Anytime you have overcrowding in anything, there's going to be some disparities. That means that our children are not learning in the manner they get, because you only have 120 some teachers. They're overworking, underpaid. We have great teachers here in Hoke County, but they're overworked, underpaid. 120 some teachers. How can 120 some teachers proficiently teach over 2,000 students in one high school? We've got a heart problem. So we're going to build a new school. I heard the county commissioner board the other day said that they're going to seek out the grant that has been proposed here in the state of North Carolina for a $10 million grant to begin the project, and they would match it with $5 million. But once again, let me remind the citizens here of Hoke County that in 2020, if you can look at the Chamber of Commerce video yourself, when the school board members, including my wife, Dr. Lent Carr, was running for Hoke County School, Mrs. McAllister McRae, Rosa McAllister McRae, on the video, she spilled the beans. Inadvertently, not meaning to, but she spilled the beans.
Yeah.
And she said, and I quote, the county commissioner board stated to me and to the board of education, do not bring anything to us in regards to building a new traditional high school. We have a lot of problems. Let that sink in. We know that the county commissioner board, they control the budget, they control the purse strings.
Right.
And if you're told that the board of education will not bring this to me, then that means you're not getting the money.
Right.
But then I don't want this to wane on you either. The county commissioner's only response to this new endeavor after all of these years and saying that they will support building a new school now, some of the members, because it's election year, don't forget it's election year. Election year, they promise you everything. They promise you the kitchen sink and the toilet.
That's right.
It's election year.
That's right.
But you got to hear what they said. That they may support building the new school. Y'all with me?
That's right.
They did not say that they would build a new school. This means that they can actually take fundings and add on to the pre-existing overcrowded, outdated school that need much repair. But I believe that we need a new school set out there in Rockfish, North Carolina. Come on. We need a new school that be spread out into Rockfish, North Carolina. They have not committed to you, Hoke County. Everything is in a word. A man that knows how to place their wills knows how to bamboozle you.
That's right.
So they haven't really promised you to build that new traditional school. They told you in 2020 that they only supported an engineer school. So wake up. Do your research.
Amen.
We want to work collaboratively with law enforcement and the school board to make sure we have proven safety solutions ready and in place to protect our kids. In response to recent police brutalities and murders of black, brown, Asians, poor whites, and Hispanics across the United States.
Yes.
I look forward to sitting down at the think tank table of our elected Sheriff Virgil, and elected commissioners on the new board to assist in creating policies that will provide every citizen of Hope equal and humane protection under law, including protection and safety of our law enforcement personnel. Anybody support that with me today? We have had enough of our young black and brown, poor white brothers and sisters shot down when we need to look at other practices that we can use opposed to having the first resort to be the king.
Amen.
We need to weed out those because we have some good officers.
Amen.
We do have good officers.
Yes, sir.
And we're not a third world country.
That's right.
We need police.
That's right.
Talk to them.
That's right.
We need our men and women in blue.
That's right.
We support our men and women in blue.
That's right.
But what we don't support is rogue officers
Amen.
who use unnecessary force.
Amen.
Like in the George Floyd's case, down the street, I attended the funeral service last year.
Yeah.
Well, this police officer put his knee on his neck and killed. That was excessive.
Yes, sir. Shame.
We need to sit down
Yes, sir.
at the think tank table
Yes, sir.
and find ways to protect every citizen.
That's right.
Black lives matters,
That's right.
but I believe that all lives matters.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
This is what I believe.
Amen.
We are all God's truth,
Amen.
and everybody should be protected.
Yes, sir.
So we need to find new ways and new strategies and policies. And it's going to take the entire governing body into the judicial system.
That's right.
We all need to sit down and figure out a way to keep our men and our women from being murdered
Amen.
unnecessarily.
Amen.
And then we need to think about ways of having our police officers protected.
Yes.
Because every one of them are not rogue.
That's right.
I believe that we have an honorable sheriff here now,
Yes.
in Sheriff Virgil.
Okay.
And I believe that he's going to do the right thing. I think he's a man that believes in right, and I think he's a man that's not a yes man. Because when you have law enforcement that can see wrong and see even the county commissioners the wrong that they're doing, that will cloak with those commissioners, the head law enforcement officer can either cause things to happen that will address the wrong, or they can sit back and act as if they do not see it. Did you know how much power your law enforcement officers carry? The head law enforcement officer carry a great weight in the county.
Yes, you do.
If you see, some of them is see no evil, hear no evil, touch no evil.
Yeah.
But is it evil and you're head law enforcement officer? You got to eradicate it.
Yeah.
Call right,
Yes.
and wrong.
That's right.
Do I have any witnesses today?
Yes.
We want to address the very real homelessness issues that faced Hoke County for years, with no viable solutions being put into place, such as the candidate Lent Carr's commitment to establish a homeless shelter and voucher program for families of Hoke County who has found themselves displaced, including a graduating homeless rehabilitation program. We want to push for a more friendly business policy in order to attract new businesses to Hoke County, while at the same time providing incentives to those pre-existing businesses that have served our community well for many, many years. In connection with other infrastructure needs, Lent Carr will fight for the citizens residing in Hoke County who travel destructive roads by fighting to gravel and pave their respective community entrances and exit streets and places where DOT will not go into. We have the dollars to do it, and it's time now for these communities to be built up, and the road structures and the infrastructures of the road not to be dirt roads where they're constantly having to get the tires in their axles fixed. It's time to pave the roads now. We want to ascertain Hoke County have clean and abundant air and water for generations to come. But of all, my brothers and sisters, my fellow Hoke Countyans and friends, my grassroots supporters, most of all, your candidate of change, of inclusive change, Lent Carr, I resolve in bringing transparency, integrity, and the voice of the citizen back to the People's Board of Commissioners table. This is a commitment I vow to procure from day number one. I vow back to Hoke County. Transparency, integrity, and the voices of the people brought back to the board. As County Commissioner, I seek to collaborate with everyone in Hoke County. Because a county commissioner can not only be serving their respective parties in which they're affiliated with, we serve all the people of Hoke County. So I look to collaborate with everyone in Hoke County, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, and the like. Citizens, the press, business leaders, civic servants, and nonprofits to deliver quality goods for our community at large, regardless of one's social ethnic status. I will have a strict open door policy. Finally, here in Hoke County, you won't have to worry about trying to contact your Hoke County Commissioner when they have their own personal cell phone, but then they have the throwaway phone that when you call just goes to voicemail. No, I will push to build a Hoke County Commissioner's office where you'll be able to come to the office and be able to sit down and talk to every county commissioner here in Hoke County. You won't run. We won't run no more. You won't be able to just see us at the county commissioner board meeting. You will be able to come in each day and be able to meet with us with your concerns as we establish a new Hoke County Commissioner building so that the people can come and express their woes and their troubles and the things that they want to talk about. Yes. This is my resolve. So my open door policy will be in effect on day one. And we will connect with all of our constituents and collaborators to make these proposed policy priorities a result and to make them doable and to make them work. Yes. I want to thank every one of you for your time today.
Yes, sir.
I thank all of you that will be working with us.
Yes.
Because I found out together we all stand.
Yes.
And divided we all fall.
Yes.
As I speak with the veterans often, once was the director of the Iraqis Veterans Foundation.
Yes.
I want, if you will, say, Dr. Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Taylor, if you would come up, give me Sergeant Taylor up. We have worked tirelessly to help our veterans, and we want to do more because we have a lot of veterans that are disabled, and they don't need 80%. They don't need 90%. We need to fight for them to get 100%
Amen.
disability amenities. Come on. Because Because this county commissioner board, it sits right here in the Fort Bragg area. We have a voice that we can utilize for the people, even with that subject matter.
Yes, sir.
We have a voice to get these pushed forward so that our veterans are honored.
Yes.
It's bad when they go to war only to come home and to be treated like enemies from the world they just fought. It is wrong that our veterans have to wonder where the next meal is going to come from.
Amen.
It's wrong for our veterans to come home
Yes, sir.
and with no fault of their own,
Yes, sir.
they have psychological deficits,
Yes, sir.
PTSD and other items
Yes, sir.
that they don't know how to deal with. But there's nothing set in place to help them.
That's right.
We need to, right here in Hoke County,
Yes, sir.
establish that commission board
Amen.
that will be built up right here in Hoke County,
Amen.
North Carolina,
Amen.
trailblaze that
Amen.
for our veterans
Yes, sir.
to be able to get the care, to be able to get the financial needs,
Yes.
and as well as not 80, 90, 30, but 100% disability as we get behind them and push, amen, for them to get what they desire and what they need because of their disability. If you believe and stand with me, put your hands together because we honor our veterans here in Hoke County and the United States of America. Let us thank them for their service.
Thank you, Jesus.
So it's a vision.
Yes.
And we'll be able to build a larger advocacy group. We've already have it established.
Yes.
Already fought Agent Arms.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
That's not dead.
Yes, sir. Not this.
Those issues that we're fighting
Yes, sir.
in the government now
Yes, sir.
are not dead.
Not this.
They're just beginning.
Just begin.
We have a moral responsibility and duty
Yes.
to do what's right.
Yes, sir.
And we're here to work together.
Yes, sir.
So at this time, I'm going to ask, just for the sake of time and the interim of time,
Yes.
that our Sergeant Anthony Bishop, Anthony and Sergeant
Yes, sir.
Dr. Anthony
Amen.
Taylor Sr.
Yes, sir.
will come and tell you about our organization,
Yes.
Inhabited Vets. Although the President of the National Congressional Board of Caucus, this is why I stand heavily for human rights.
Yes, sir.
There's a difference between civil and human rights.
Amen.
Can I give y'all that education real quick? I have a minute. Civil rights is to treat a people cordial.
That's right.
Human rights is your inalienable rights granted to you by God.
Amen. Amen.
Do you see the difference?
That's a difference.
This is why we got to cross over. The human civil rights era was important and is still important today.
Yes.
But now we have to go up under the Geneva Convention, under the Bill of Rights. Y'all with me here?
Yes.
And we have to push for human rights
Yes.
for all people.
Yes.
All people.
Yes.
Black, white, Hispanic.
Yes.
We're all God's children.
Amen.
After we hear, and I'm glad our big brother is here, and he spoke so well earlier today. And if you would have words that you would like to say, we would love to make sure that we hear from you in having the final words on this evening, on some of the things that we've talked about. And immediately after your words, we're going to open up for a questionnaire session. Anybody have any questions on the campaign? We know we have different leaders that will be carrying out different aspects of the campaign. We have a wonderful grassroots campaign committee. Don't we, Lord? Come on, Lord. We have a strong, mature committee that's resolved and ready.
Yes.
We've got our boots on, my big brother.
Yes, sir.
And we're ready to go out there and fight war.
Amen. Yes.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
For the people.
Yes, sir.
But this don't just stop in Hoke County.
No, sir.
We've got a more responsibility to hit other counties.
Amen. Amen.
If it's wrong, then you can expect us.
Amen.
Come on, somebody.
Yes, sir.
You can expect it. We're not sitting quiet no more. We're speaking out.
Amen.
So if you will, Sergeant, sir,
Yes, sir.
if you would come
Yes, sir.
and tell them about the Veterans Program and
Yes.
because we're going to build one right here in Hoke County.
That's right.
A beautiful building. We already have the contractors we already discussed this with, and we're going to get this done.
Yes.
So our veterans can have some place when they're having traumas,
That's right.
when they're having financial difficulties.
That's right.
And matter of fact, I did speak with, I don't want to put too much out there too quickly, with some individuals with HUD.
Yes.
And we already have a blueprint where we're going to build a community. And sometimes it's best to have a community where individuals can understand what the others have already gone through.
That's right.
So we're building a community, and they have the fundings already there
Yes, sir.
to build these beautiful homes.
Yes.
Beautiful homes.
Yes.
But on site, having what the people need that have served us,
That's right.
that have come back home, and all they said is, just remember us.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So, with that being said, we've got a lot of stuff we're going to do. I just touched the surface, and you can't touch it all in one day because there's a lot of things to unravel here.
That's right.
But we will unravel it.
Yes.
That we promise you. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Sergeant Anthony Cleveland.
My fellow veterans, my fellow co-workers in this candidacy for Hoke County Commissioner of Dr. Lent Carr, II, apostle, friend, and activist, and defender of our rights. Help us, Lord. I say to you today, we need your help. I know I've invited some people here that I feel possible. I'm gonna start calling you Commissioner. I feel that these people are the best candidates for the field of endeavor to represent the campaign. Now, at a future date, I pray and hope that they be placed in the position they would like to be in to help out. I'm sure they're qualified. You know their qualifications. I've already spoke to you on certain issues. We know about the main one that we want to spearhead this campaign in your defense for the veterans is none other than Pastor John McLean. Big John McLean. Not only is he a veteran of the Army, he's a disabled veteran, still serving God, still serving the veterans. He works with the AMVETS right now. And we're related with the AMVETS because we work for you through the Senior Veterans Advocates of America, which you founded in 2011. And I'm so happy that we work with you because we have helped a whole lot of veterans in trauma and PTSD. We help the veterans in We've had some veterans in the areas of women's and widows claims.
Yes.
To get that claims for their husband that died over in Iraq and all those places. Some of the people that are not here today is Sister Gloria McCullough out of Durham, North Carolina.
Yes.
We helped her get her benefits because her husband died in Iraq.
Yes, yes.
And he was brutally murdered, and he was brutally murdered. And I think that Mr. John McLean know him. He was brutally murdered by his command, and he was stripped of his Silver Star and all his rank down from gunnery sergeant to private. And we've been fighting for years through the senior veterans. We've been fighting for years for his case.
Yes.
And he died at the Durham VA.
Yes.
And when he died, they didn't even notify his wife. So they called us, and I went to work right then.
Yes.
We got all the paperwork, stacked this high of what we done and what we still doing. And then we're going through cases like that. Now we also got Pastor John McLean and myself have a very his best friend, and my nephew,
Yes.
a Silver Star recipient, Vietnam veteran from the War Quezon.
Yes.
He was one of the only few so-called African Americans that got the Silver Star out of the Battle of Quezon in 1967. His name is Clyde Cable. And he helped form us the Water Contamination Committee for Camp Lejeune. And he still suffered from the water contamination. Today he died of Parkinson, along with Parkinson, with diabetes and other ailments related from Agent Orange too, from Vietnam and from the water contamination at the Camp Lejeune area sites. So now he's passed on. He was afraid of that he would be passing or die there.
Yes.
During this whole tenure, he still helped us fight in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
And we have that video of him today. You have it yourself. Copies of the video he has, Pastor Clean, that you can get. And when we fought in Washington, D.C., we took a busload of 100 veterans from the Veterans for Justice Benefits League in Durham, North Carolina. We took a busload of 100 of us, went up to Washington, D.C. and protested while our President Obama was the president.
Yes.
And we protested right there in the area between the Senate House and the Congress House. Right on Pennsylvania Avenue. Yes, we protested right there. And we went up to Congress and went to the Senate office and talked to all of them, including Richard Burr, Kay Hagan at the time, and all these people about water contamination.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, as of today, the water contamination for Camp Lejeune upon the Janie Eisminger Act, and the person that started that act was her daddy, Jerry Eisminger, which was my former drill instructor in Paris Island, South Carolina. Matter of fact, he noticed me in the audience when I was a young man trying to get my benefits. He noticed me. He found out that I was, because he remembered me being one of his recruits.
Right.
Also, we served in Vietnam together. So now Jerry is spearheaded and he's got quiet. Nobody's pushing the Camp Lejeune Water Contamination Act because President Obama signed the act in 2012, H.R. Bill 3219. And I was sent the first copy of the bill to my house. At my house, my wife here, she'll tell you. I was sent the copy from President Obama from the White House in 2012 to my address. I got the first copy of that water contamination bill. It was for the veterans. $4.something billion was set aside for us to be rendered to us immediately. But instead of them giving us the money, what they did, they spent money in the Congress with the scientific medical doctors and all the scientists. They never gave us a dime.
Right.
The only thing they did was they put out that you had to have 24 medical issues. They already put 14 on paper. Well, some of the veterans, like my nephew that died, had more than 14 issues of ailment wrong with them, including diabetes. And that's just one of them. Right. And most of all the veterans that suffer from the water contamination from Camp Lejeune, they were putting Agent Orange inside of the water barrels and the buffaloes and sending them to Vietnam, and it was just a case of genocide. Yes. But the regular veterans did not know this, and people don't know this today. So now the issue is in Congress, they're still waiting and holding on to that because the politicians got their hands in it, trying to hold it. They're trying to hold the bill, so they're trying to figure out how much money they can divide with each other. Mm-hmm. Like you said, we got to get rid of these crooked politicians. That's right. We got to stop it. We got to stop it. That's why I'm here fighting today, to stop these crooked politicians right here in Hoke County and all of our senators, especially when it comes down to veteran issues. The veteran issues are the #1 issue. Because we fought hard for our country. Yes, when I was in Vietnam, I didn't know if I would ever make it back. Wow. I didn't care. I fought a good fight. Yes. We didn't take no loss. We won every day. Every battle we fought, we won. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They told us a lot of times to shoot everything you see. Don't even take no prisoners. And you better not cry. You can't weep. Because we Marines. Huh? We United States veterans.